Want to revisit the Darius Adams recruitment? We last updated you before the weekend. He was set to visit Georgetown and Maryland on site. Since the weekend, this is what I've heard. I heard both visits went pretty well. I heard Georgetown feels great. I heard Maryland feels good. Tennessee and Michigan State are still looming. I guess as of late last night, I think it was Trilly who had the update. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Michigan State and Darius Adams still a lot of mutual interest there. And I'll speak to some other updates in just a moment. But that was kind of just a reset since the weekend. He had the visits to Georgetown and Maryland. Both appear to have gone well. Michigan State feels pretty good about their chances still, supposedly. I believe you've gotten some rumor-based intel that you might be able to share. And Card, I've got some intel that I might be willing to share as well. Who should go first with our intel here?
Ooh. Well, first off, would this constitute as rumor mongering?
I think we are reactors. I think
Yeah.
that's our role in all of this is we let people rumor and then we try to lie detector the rumors. That's what we
Yeah,
do.
I'm just glad I made it through that without me having to figure out what rumor mongering meant. That's not what I thought it meant.
What did I don't even want to know what you thought it meant. Let's move on.
Okay. The rumors that I have, just a little bit of birdies in my ears, you know what I'm saying? I don't really buy a lot of rumors. I heed them. I heed them. I just keep them kind of back here just to see it when it's all said and done and maybe see like, oh damn, maybe that rumor has some truth to it. Oh, that rumor was bullshit. We now know that. That's the game I like to play. That's how I like to react to it. Um, so the one thing I will say is I think Trilly's pretty on par. There is definitely mutual interest between both parties with Adams and Michigan State. Like that's a for real thing. That's not over exaggerated in any shape or form. Also, the visits to the other schools are very much real. I'll let you speak on the other schools. Um, Now the rumor that I saw was that there maybe wasn't maybe a maybe another comma and or maybe a few numbers could have been added to that to Darius Adams' paycheck to make it like, okay, I'm not even going to entertain these other schools. Like I want Michigan State, Michigan State wants me, but I just need a little bit more here. This isn't going to get it done. And maybe they get to that point, but they're not at that point currently.
You just said putting yourself in Darius Adams' shoes. You just role played and said, I want Michigan State. Do you think that's happening here?
I think he does.
You think Darius Adams wants Michigan State here?
If it comes down to like the pricing being on par, yes.
So is this just Michigan State's version of Illinois' Andre Stojakovic recruitment? Where like very clearly the kid was like, I want to go here, and then everybody else involved was like trying to drive up a number?
Possibly yes.
Difference being, I think Illinois did drive up the number, and
Yeah.
we're not sure that Michigan State will.
Yeah, Michigan State's not necessarily a drive up the number school.
Okay. Well, that's cool. For what it's worth, I believe that report. I haven't, you and I are very in different circles on this recruitment somehow. I have not heard that there's belief that Adams is firmly like, I want Michigan State here.
Oh,
I do.
I will say I don't think it's like like I want it real bad. Like I think it's still very much I think I was more so projecting an I want Michigan State situation than it actually is.
Got it. Okay. Mutual interest. I think that's the fair way to frame it. I think that's the terms being thrown around. Like Michigan State has contacted, they are trying, and Adams is listening. That seems like the full thing. Adams, just to me, has mutual interest with other schools that I think are going to pay more. And that's
Mm.
sort of been the obstacle for Michigan State all along. So the update that I have on this, couple updates. In our last video, we talked about how we still felt that Michigan State and Tennessee would be better options for him than these upcoming visits, Maryland and Georgetown. And the rumors at the time, or the stance from a lot of Michigan State folks that I had been hearing was like, well, the depth chart at Tennessee is so loaded. Jordan Gainey's there. And I kind of called it out and was like, dog, he's not worried about Jordan Gainey. And I got a message from some Tennessee folks after this that just confirmed Jordan Gainey is not playing at Tennessee anymore. He's out of eligibility. So Tennessee, very much, my suspicions were correct. They are after a starting shooting guard, just like they've been in this whole cycle. They're recruiting the Rodney Rice position that they wanted, and they're looking for a starting shooting guard. With that said, the the latest I've heard from the Tennessee side, again, not a reporter here, certainly not going on record with anything, but the smoke I'm hearing is Tennessee's side of this feels like they may have cooled on Darius Adams since this weekend. Um, Now, my suspicion on that, if there are rumblings on that, would be that Tennessee has cooled because they are trying to drive this number up, and Tennessee is just annoyed with it. Like the timing of Tennessee was very involved. We want you, we're prioritizing you, into like, we're gonna go see Georgetown and Maryland, into, yeah, I think we'll step aside a little bit. Feels to me that that would be something a school would do when they are annoyed with dealing with a player's camp and perceived role and his demands. Now, what I will say, if that's true, if Tennessee is kind of reaching a point of like, this ain't worth it for us, I would strongly suspect that Michigan State would reach the same point, just because if Darius Adams is coming in with a camp with demands for money or playing time, I don't see Tom Izzo playing that game. I never have, never will. To me, there was a better chance that Izzo would just beat Rick Barnes head to head with two guys that really want Darius Adams than there is like Rick Barnes bows out and says, "Ugh, this isn't worth our time," and Michigan State outlasts them head to head with Ed Cooley's checkbook. Is that a fair interpretation? Or because you would think with what I just said, Michigan State should, in one sense, feel really good if Tennessee's backing out. The other side of the coin would be like, well, if Tennessee's backing out, I could see Michigan State also deciding this isn't worth it. We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game to play, but you know, Spartan sword to my head. If I had to make a decision, I would say this is a good development for Michigan State.
For sure. If Tennessee is truly out, that would be objectively
But
good, I think.
but I but also the other two schools on here, they're very much in a position to just at any time say F it and double up probably bids that are for Michigan State
Yeah.
or Tennessee, maybe.
And it sounds like based on Tennessee stepping aside, it sounds like they believe that's going to happen.
Right. Which doesn't make me feel good.
Right. So it's kind of two-sided coin there. Good if Tennessee's out for Michigan State. Bad that maybe this recruitment is seemingly confirming some of our suspicions that money will be a factor. The elephant in the room that we haven't even mentioned yet here, again, rumor-based stuff. I was not able to get anyone to confirm this. Maybe you were. There were rumors that he had dinner with the North Carolina staff this weekend.
Really?
That was a rumor over the weekend. Now, North Carolina was also trying to backdoor their way into Andrei Stojakovic, and they failed there. Um, if you are taking North Carolina as an option here, this was the same thing they tried to do with Stojakovic. They have Drake Powell's spot and Drake Powell's money to throw at a quote unquote impact player. Drake Powell plays a different position than Darius Adams. I'm not trying to say that that's a one for one comparison here, but we just saw Hubert play three guards all season. I think there is a world where they just sort of have the Drake Powell spot and money in the lineup to throw at a guy if they decide Darius Adams is the guy. I don't know if this dinner happened. I just know it was rumored to have happened. If North Carolina is getting involved into this recruitment, does that mean anything to you?
No, North Carolina. Also, what time do you think Hubert Davis eats dinner?
Probably like 325.
Yeah, crazy individual.
So you're literally at the point where you are so unthreatened by North Carolina.
I think the most threatening part about North Carolina basketball right now is their former players podcasting, which I think is great, by the way. Like that's the content I want to consume. Otherwise, North Carolina hoops is just, I don't know, feisty NIT team.
Wow. All right. All these developments, add them all up. What school is trending in the right direction here from this list, and what school is trending in the wrong direction? Let's say the list is Georgetown, Maryland, Michigan State. Still keep Tennessee on there and add Carolina.
I think Maryland's the same. I think Tennessee's trending down. Michigan State, I would say up, and Georgetown up.
Interesting. Is Michigan State up because of the mutual interest, or just because we think Tennessee's going out?
Because Tennessee went out.
Okay, that's a fair interpretation, I think. And you're not even ranking North Carolina on the meter.
Oh, you no.
I love you.